everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Obscura presents Terry Pratchett's Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. How are we tonight?
Oh, good. It's good to be back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And we have new people as well.
Is that me?
I'm scared.
I think that's you.
Oh my god, hi!
You've been here the whole time.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
Bonnie. Hi. I'm completely new. But yeah.
Hi.
Yo, what's up?
Literally born yesterday.
Nice. Fresh.
Don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
No, it's all good. I'm really excited. I love Discworld.
Well, I think that's kind of why we're all here. We all kind of love Discworld.
All right.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's,
You
pretty cool.
guys don't like Discworld?
Take it or leave it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it goes
No, I-
alright. Has like 40 of the books on my shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do enjoy.
Do you enjoy?
Yeah.
But yeah, tonight, I was gonna get like a command ready for Nightbot, but it was the one thing I actually forgot to do. So this is the official tabletop role-playing game for Terry Pratchett's Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork. It is coming soon from Modiphius Entertainment or Modiphius Publishing. I did the quick start guide as a stream, like doing a read through of it a couple of months back, I think.
Yes.
And
I didn't watch that one.
Good, because I went through the adventure as well.
Oh, thank God.
So we're going to be doing that tonight because
Neat.
it's the 25th of May.
It is the 25th of May.
Happy the 25th of May, except it's unhappy.
May.
We will see how they rise up.
Rise up, rise up.
Yeah. All the little angels.
For people in the chat, I guess, who don't know, it's a big emotional day in the Discworld universe. I believe it's Nightwatch, the book?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
reference, but it's like big and impactful and stuff.
We've all got our lilac. It's very important.
Yeah.
I will say, for people watching who aren't familiar with Discworld, we are going to be doing a lot of Discworld references tonight.
All right.
Hopefully, we get them right.
Hopefully we get them right, and with any luck, you won't know if we do or not.
No, I'm going to do the YouTuber thing. If we don't get it right, comment in chat.
You're quite right. Yes. Yeah. If we don't get it right, 10-minute video essay on how we suck, please.
Right. Just make sure you
yeah.
tag me in it.
I'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess any press is good press.
Right?
No.
But no, I've been really excited for this. It's supposed to be very tongue-in-cheek. The system for it is exceptionally simple, which I kind of appreciate for this. For those who are familiar with my streams usually, I usually try to switch around the images as much as possible and keep things active on screen. But just due to the nature of this game, it is a little bit more roleplay focused.
More cerebral.
Theater of the mind plays a little bit of a stronger part of that. So I encourage you, if you are doing other things at the same time, you can have us on our second monitor, where hopefully this will be a good oral experience for everyone.
You got it. Second monitor. Let's go.
Treat us like a podcast. We're just like a podcast for right now.
Right?
Whoa.
Right?
Except
Like
in
a
real
fake.
time. So you can like chime in the chat if you don't like the podcast, which you can't usually do.
Otherwise, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really need to talk about. Usually, if you're new around here, I stream 3 to 4 times a week. This Wednesday will be 7 Dooms for Sandpoint at 7 p.m. Also, I usually run games on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays is Stolen Fate. And Sunday, we're kind of just up in the air at the moment, doing fun stuff. One-shots, palate cleansers. As I'm currently...
Right now.
Yeah, right.
What a time!
Dang.
As I'm currently in the middle of a course, so I'm trying to finish that off before I start any new major campaigns. But be sure to keep your ear to the ground for future announcements and stuff like that. Because for one thing, the course is almost over. Otherwise, I do have the retail version or the Ashcan version of Black Powder Magic and Plot in my hot little hands. So that will be going up on Drive for RPG.
What temperature are your hands? I'm so sorry. What?
In my hot little hands. Well, they're not that little.
He set them on fire just for this bit.
Yeah,
There's one thing you can say about Matt, it's commitment.
Right?
100%. Yeah,
I did.
I'm just gonna be scared of that. Okay. Yeah.
yeah. He beats us if we don't commit as well. So but
I'm terrified
Well,
and excited.
I mean, I have been sitting at this computer for 6 hours today already, just making sure everything's ready for tonight.
Rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers are all right. I know some people who their preparation for the stream is roll out of bed and press stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes
spit in your hand, push your hair down, done.
I turned up, I'm a gargoyle, let's go.
Well,
Okay.
do we want to do character introductions?
Not really.
Let's do character
We're
introductions.
going to go left to right. I usually leave this up to the players, but we're going to do left to right. So,
Okay.
Nick.
Oh, my left, okay.
Well, it's
Hi,
left to right on the stream. Jeez.
Man, I don't know.
Nick, before you after you do your spiel,
Yes.
before you do character introductions, can you tell us the first Discworld book that you read and when it was?
No.
I guess we're not privy to that information. Okay.
No, I'm not privy to that information.
Oh.
I want to say it was either Soul Music or Weird Sisters because I had seen the BBC animation first.
Oh, fantastic! Yes.
And that would have been grade 5 or 6. So I saw that, then I saw it in the school library and started reading from there. I think it was Soul Music.
Nice.
There was a point where I had all of them.
Like all the books?
Yeah.
Even
Oh my god.
Where's My Cow?
No,
That's not the book. Wait.
The World of Pooh?
I didn't have didn't have Where's My Cow, didn't have World of Pooh, but I did have the art books and most of the guides.
Nice.
Damn.
Very cool.
They're all gone now. So
That's a shame.
I'm Nick. I'm Martin Maxwell in chat. Tonight I am playing Constable Misbegot and Ampersand, or on the field, Constable and goes by his middle name.
Fantastic.
That's not going to be confusing at all.
Well,
And
Do you mind if I lengthen it to ampersand?
I mean, if that makes you feel better, yeah. It's just I figure in the heat of the moment.
Can I cut it down the middle and just go Amper?
I mean, that's not the middle.
That's fair.
Amp? We could go on all night. We're Australian. Bill? Ampy. But yes, Bill.
Sorry, that's me.
You're right.
Hey, hi, hello. I'm Bill. I'm T.S. Crooney in chat. I think I first read either The Light Fantastic or Sorcery, one of the Wizards ones, but definitely not Color of Magic first. And I was early teens or preteen, and it was very it related to me because the Wizards are effectively just children in boarding school. We didn't do it very well. Yeah, these days, The Watch, by far my favorite of the
Right?
books. yeah, I think my like disdain and dissatisfaction with the world rings quite true through them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I am playing Detective Bartholomew Hammerhand, a undead human.
Investigator.
Or-
essentially.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Really branching out there, Bill.
Yeah, I know. That didn't click until literally I was about to.
I know.
Yeah.
The second you said undead, I was like, wait, detective.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm playing an undead investigator, awakened garbage heap. I'm playing a zombie detective who died for the first time 3 days before retirement.
Oof. Oh god.
See, the question there, and I'm hoping some of this will be revealed during play. Did it retire after coming back?
Did you
Well, I mean,
killed or did you die naturally?
no, killed. Yeah, crossbow bolt through the heart.
Shot
Wait.
through the heart.
Wait. These are the pre-gens.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that your character has a crossbow. Did you shoot, like, by accident, your own... No.
Look,
I mean, the God issue crossbows are well known for their hair triggers.
yeah, look, the uninjured pension isn't that great, but the injured pension, oh,
You did it on purpose to get a bigger pension?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You died? Homie, no. No.
Retirement bad name. Yeah, right.
That's too sad.
Speaking of, fun.
I'm going to be playing Constable Theodora Millio, or Teddy Mills, because they're a beggar's school dropout. And my parents are really disappointed that I finally got a job.
Right, you didn't follow in the family.
You brought shame.
I might even be getting a career. I know.
Career advancement?
Jeez.
But I am a dropout of the Beggars Guild because, like, you know, I'm still dropping down because, as everyone knows, the Watch are a rung below beggars. Because they're basically just cops. But anyway. My first Discworld book that I read was The Truth.
Wow, you started with The Truth?
I was just in the library. I love libraries. I spend a lot of time in them, and it was the only one they had. And I was like, well, I've been meaning to check out the series, and I read it. And luckily, it wasn't like in the middle of any other series, so
Yeah.
it made sense. But I really liked it.
The Truth
Like-
is like a really good nexus to throw you into the middle of it and just be able to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But my favorite is, of course, Monstrous Regiment.
Yeah.
Very nice.
yeah, fantastic.
Being adapted into a comic book.
Oh, really? Excellent. That would be quite fun.
Yeah, it was announced like a month or two back or something like that. They're adapting 3 of the books into comics.
Oh my god, yay!
That one, Thief of Time, and something else.
Tiffany Aching. The first one.
Yeah.
One of them.
Because the Knack Feagles. Can't leave them aside. Not in the slightest. As for me, hello, hi, the voice you're hearing is mine. I am Obscura, and the lovely visage you see before you is my Eldritch buddy, Deaton. We're kind of in a shared body situation, but you don't have to worry about that, because we've kind of crossed half a universe to get to the disc. And
Nice.
we're a little bit tired, but we're ready for tonight regardless. But as for the first Discworld book I ever read, look, I think a lot of people my age are going to say the same thing. Soul music. Even
Hell
Weird
yeah, brother.
Sisters of soul music. Big fan of the cartoons. Super big fan of the cartoons. Like, would hog the TV to make sure I got to watch it after school. Look, I had 6 older brothers and sisters. We needed to make sure, okay? I needed to make sure. But so for my 10th birthday, I think it was, I got Soul Music and Weird Sisters. To my parents' credit, they didn't ask too many questions about the Grim Reaper on the front of one of them.
Probably for the best.
Other than
Yeah. What's wrong with old Bill Dorr? He's fine.
Bill Dorr's fine. He's fine.
It's just all Bill.
As for favorite Discworld novel, it's probably somewhere between Feet of Clay and Going Postal. Because I'm one of those people who actually really liked the movie adaptation of Going Postal.
I thought it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the regular movies that I watch when I'm getting work done and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, and the book is even better, if a little esoteric in some places. But Feet
That
of
one
Clay,
had Charles Dance as the patrician, right?
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is just like, as soon as I saw that, the patrician was no one else in my mind forever, right?
He was just so good. Oh,
I'll take your word for it. I haven't seen the movie.
it like we said, it is quite good, and it's a 2-part movie.
Yeah.
And whoever they got to do Angua was an absolute perfect casting, and the fact we will probably never see it again, an absolute shame.
Yeah, actually, like those movies, they had like, because they did the Hogfather as well, and they cast that one lady from Downton as Susan, and that is just perfect.
It was all very well done. But are we kind of ready to jump into it?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah?
a little nervous, but let's give it a crack, right?
I mean, look, I think we're all a little bit nervous. I know I am.
Yeah, I'm really nervous. I really like the series.
I don't know how long we are going to be playing for tonight. I have had a look for the like quick start and the adventure and everything else like that. We should be good for our usual 3 hours, but we might cut a little bit short depending on it. I'm not going to push things past their. I'm not going to push things past their like narrative due by date, I guess. But before that said, I have an introduction.
Oh, these are box text.
Go on.
Our story begins not where it will take place, but before that, and somewhere different, in the far reaches of space, in that void that has both fascinated and mystified astrophysicists before they had a name. A lot of nothing is going on. Now that nothing is becoming something, as a small mote the color of octarine takes shape and begins to move. It accelerates at a speed without context, careening towards a destination only it knows, drawn explicitly across the universe. On the horizon, something comes into view. In a misplaced corner of the multiverse, what seems to be a turtle upon whose back reside 4 elephants, who in turn support a disc. This disc is in fact the Discworld, a strange, flat world that exists because everything should exist somewhere. Now our small mote feels its purpose, because it is a rare element known as narrativium, and knows the pull even if it cannot think. It dodges past the lazy sun of the disk before descending through the clouds towards a strange brown smudge amongst what is otherwise an expanse of green. This is the city of Ankh-Morpork, the big Wahoonie itself, and here our little element feels its destination as it accelerates through the ever-present smoke cloud and past the semaphore towers of the clacks to a simple inn where a simple individual sits with a peaceful drink. This individual is the unfortunate destination for our narrativium, as it gives them the most terrible and wonderful of things. An idea. Welcome to Ankh-Morpork!
Oh, fantastic. Yay.
Oh no. The smell, it hit me already.
It just reaches out and kind of grabs you, doesn't it?
I feel like I should be able to cut a slice out of it to walk through.
Hell yeah. But
Fantastic.
good intro. I hope people like that. So much box text. Oh,
The
wow.
plot is coming to get us.
That is kind of the entire premise of the system, not going to lie.
Oh
Good.
God.
That the story is just coming to get you whether you wanted to or not. Now, for our actual tale. You've been ordered to head to the Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons to investigate a break-in. Your orders were given to you personally by the commander of the City Watch himself, Sir Samuel Vimes.
Oh.
You remember his words well. He was particularly clear that all 3 points were equally important. Find out what happened, protect the people of Ankh-Morpork, don't cause more paperwork than necessary. He also mentioned that if you need help, you should be able to talk to Sergeant Angua. She's taken her day off and is currently in the bucket over on Gleam Street.
Got it.
Otherwise, you find yourself before the sanctuary itself, on the neat cobbles of Morphic Street, blinking in the morning sun. The wrought iron gates before you bear the words, "Here be dragons." If that wasn't enough, that you're in the right place, a papier-mâché statue of a dragon with a slit on its forehead sits to the right of the gate. It appears to be holding a bedraggled sign that reads, "Don't let my flame go out."
Is it on fire?
It is not on fire. However, various Emmas are currently in a tizzy as they seem to be getting wrangling dragons.
These kind of
Okay.
characters are always very sweet.
So, there was a break-in. We need to find out what happened, protect the people of the city, and don't make more paperwork than necessary. That's the sum up.
That is the gist of it.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So,
As we get closer, is there like a crowd outside, sort of thing?
not so much of a crowd. Due to the nature of the disc swamp dragons, if there tends to be panic and a lot of noise coming from the sanctuary itself, people have a tendency to stay away, much in the same way that they stay away from the Alchemist Guild to avoid explosions.
All right. Cool. Well, it looks like the piece is already pretty well kept, so all we need to do is find out what happened. Yeah, gonna walk on up, I guess. Where's everyone else?
Yeah, what is everyone else doing?
Looking around, I guess. Got a bunch of dragon wranglers wrangling dragons, and a papier-mâché dragon with a slot in its head. Is it like a coin hole?
Yeah, that's the intention.
Okay. Right. It's like a guide dog donation thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
By the looks of
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
it's been recently expanded. Kind of the slot's been cut a little bit bigger, probably to accommodate visitors from other lands.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Constable, waterboard dragon wranglers, figure out what they know. I'm sure they won't be forthcoming.
Detective, I know you've been on the job for, what is it, upwards of 15 years?
And then some.
15? Am I close? All right. I don't know if you know this, but things have changed a little bit since your time.
Oh, yeah.
Probably. All right. Well, in that case, yes, sir, you got it. And I'm just going to walk up towards where the dragons probably are.
Yep.
Just sort of casual style.
Yeah.
Hands in pockets.
Not trying to cause too much of a fuss.
I find it easier if people can't see where my hands are, because this character, pre-gen, used to be something of a pickpocket, I think, or something like that.
So, this is probably a good point to kind of get introduced to the system a little bit better. What are you trying to do as you're kind of walking around the area, examining things? Is there a particular trait or quirk you wish to use from your character sheet?
I would like to find a person to talk to, because there's a character trait on my sheet that says, everyone's guilty of something. So if I can find a person, stands to reason, I can find a crime.
Nice.
Oh, that's actually really good. It's the first roll of the night. Give me a D10.
Hey, let's figure out if I can
That's
do
under no
that.
pressure.
Everybody bear with me. It's my first time in the system. D10, big one. Got it. Let's try to do it properly. Yes, from my character sheet and everything. Oh, on top of it. Yeah, there we go. Ah!
Smooth.
Now, you have a 2, and in the system, the players will describe what they're doing as a character, and as they're doing that, they'll kind of create a justification for it using the quirks and traits upon their character sheet. Now, once the player has rolled, then I roll the narrativium dice, which is a D8.
One.
Wow, really?
What happens on a fly? Just to fully explain, Matt.
Now, usually, the mechanical resolution for this is if the player wins the dice roll, as in gets higher, then they kind of get what they're after. The situation kind of goes in their favor. However, if the GM wins, then things kind of go south for the character in question. They can spend luck to kind of mitigate any potential consequences. But if it's a tie, the player gets what they're after, but with a consequence.
Is there any way for us to assist with these things?
You
Or is
can,
that something that would have had to happen beforehand?
if you have a good idea with which to assist one of your fellow god, you can spend a point of luck to do so. However, you still have to beat my roll.
Mm-hmm.
And if you still do not succeed, the consequences become worse and both of you get them.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Now, for chat, you can give our gods some hero points, or luck points as they are called in the system. I don't really have a way to track them on screen, sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to do that. I'll just suffer.
I mean, as the designated noticer,
Yeah?
I would like to attempt to point someone out to them.
You lied to us. I didn't lie. I said no hero points for me. I don't have a way to resolve hero points for myself. Designated noticer, so you want to find someone to actually help out with this.
Well, find is probably a strong term. Just
Well,
I'd be up high, and I could just be like over there.
redeem to hydrate? Okay. Well, give me that roll. Ampersand or and
What?
Constable and
Yeah.
no wait, I got it. Constable Andy.
Absolutely not. No, you take that away right now.
Andy!
I will revoke privileges.
Revoking
serious?
privileges? This is absolutely in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with the D12.
D12.
Still only a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is a success.
Enough for 5.
Mm-hmm. 5 is a higher number than 2.
That is correct.
Well done.
Okay, yay, no consequences for today.
Well, at least
Get lost
this
past
time.
many. So
At all, no consequences.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's how it works.
You guys have done your role for the game, right?
Roll crits.
We did game. Good job, everybody.
Well,
All right.
Constable and as you're kind of looking over the area and watching as Constable Theodora is also doing the same, trying to look for someone you can actually talk to, because the Emmers in question have a tendency to kind of be more preoccupied with the dragons themselves than, well, with anything else in particular. However, you do see someone sticking out from the rest of the crowd. They're kind of ordering the Emmers around.
All right.
And she does seem to have a more noble bearing to herself. Stands a bit taller, quite happier to order people around. You, over there! Get that pixie face mutt out of here. Back in the cage, please.
I'm gonna look at Ampersand, and then back at the lady, and then back at Ampersand. Probably we should, detect and such.
Yes, get the detective on it.
Oh,
Really? That's the voice you went for?
Look, Andy, I don't know if the detective is the best one. No? That's a no? That's a no on Andy?
Absolutely no.
All right, you got it, darling. I don't actually know if, you know what? No, yeah, no, all right, let's go. Detective, I've spotted someone who could answer our interrogation.
Just checking for counterfeit coins in the donation box. Yep.
All right, yeah. No, you definitely weren't stealing anything from the donation box.
No, not like that.
Not shaking hands with unlocked containers sort of thing.
Jingling a bit there.
I'll head on over to this person who seems to have an air of authority.
Lovely. We'll follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
She sees you walking over and notices the guard badges quite prominently displayed on your uniforms.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Detective Hammerhand. This is Constable and Constable. Oh, geez, what's your last name?
Milio. Or
Emilio?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it'll do. Pre-gens.
Yeah, right.
We are here about a big enter you had last night.
Yes, I had hoped that Sir Samuel Vimes would be attending to this, but you'll have to do. We did, in fact, have a break-in last night, and all of our dragons escaped.
All of your dragons escaped. So it was a breakout. It was a prison break. That's a whole different story.
No, the dragons aren't smart enough to get out on their own. They're very clever, quite friendly, but we're quite proof against dragons. At least for them escaping out in the street. The petition kind of requires it of us.
So, there's plenty of dragons. What was anything stolen?
We're currently in the middle of a head count of all the dragons we currently have here at the sanctuary. We are almost finished, but it is not looking good.
What do you mean? Like counting's hard, or?
She kind of gives you a dirty look at that one.
Detective, I just you obviously forgot the thing that the note you gave me earlier, right? Yeah, like about it would be a break-in of some kind. So an outside perpetrator. Obviously none of these lovely ladies would have done anything wrong, right? No?
Right, you are, Constable.
Yep.
Right, you are.
Yep, all good.
Well, so far, it looks like the count is going to be very much under.
So, dragons. They stole dragons.
Well, either that or the dragons are currently at large.
Right. And won't they just sort of like come home when they get hungry?
Normally that could be the case.
cat.
However,
It got out and it just came back at night time.
well,
It was hungry.
if a dragon becomes too excited, it can explode, I think is the most genial term to use.
Right. I've met a few sergeants like that.
As in can blow up buildings, etc.
Oh. Right, like explode.
Yes.
What you say so? Jeez.
Knew that the cocktail of chemicals inside dragons that let them to breathe fire was volatile. How exactly volatile is this explosion sort of thing? Are we talking lit flame in the same room, or are we talking heavy physical force? Like, what's going to set off the little bombs that are running around the city?
It can vary, depending on the breed of dragon, of course.
I don't like that. See, I don't really like that at all. Okay, good to know.
She points to
Alright.
one of the posters kind of hanging around the inside of the sanctuary.
What does the poster say?
Oh, we've got a handout. Look at this guy.
As a
The Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons, points for the Swamp Dragon. Oh yeah. It's got plumes and thrips and flame ducks and a gaskin and wounders, the hind wounders, obviously. Heaps of things. Cool. Dorsal scutes.
the swamp dragons are very complex creatures, and as I said, between their species and the particular breed, how hyperactive and how volatile they can be varies quite a lot. I am
So this is a picture of the one that you're missing, and I like pull it off the wall and hold it in my hand.
yeah, you know what? You can keep that one.
Yeah, I'll mark that down for evidence, Constable.
Yes, sir. I take it and I put it away to put it back on the wall to let her point.
Thank you.
In particular, that is a picture of one of our mascot, I think would be the best way to put it. Gunter.
Good.
Good Gunter, eh? Right. And he's missing. Them? She?
He.
Oh, right.
He's one of our... I'm quite fond of him, if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, he has come down with a terrible illness. And is currently requiring a little bit of extra care. She takes out a kind of foul-smelling vial. Fortunately, from whatever casing it usually resides in, the smell doesn't usually emit too far. But she gives it to one of you, kind of just holds it out.
I'm gonna lean away from it.
I'll take it.
I feel
Not
I'm too
noticing.
short to like be handed things.
Yeah, I am not aware of the smell at all, because my own odor is quite pungent. What's this then?
It's his nutritional supplements. If he doesn't get it within 8 hours, I'm afraid he will explode.
Right. So, 8 hours since when?
She kind of looks over to the clock on the wall. About 30 minutes ago.
Fantastic. All right. Great.
Okay. Right. So, someone
Does he?
stole Gunter,
All right. Okay.
and he's going to explode in 7.5 hours,
Correct.
unless he gets this. Sniff it. Rotting toe.
Correct.
Oh no, that's me. Sorry. Supplement.
Bill, are you from Discworld? Is this... You're too good at this.
Maybe.
Definitely doing really well with the character, yeah. Okay, so we've got some missing dragons and we need to find them before they pop.
Mm-hmm.
Great, fantastic, love that. Any ideas on where we should start?
Well, if you could send a clack to the patrician, declare martial law, instigate a stay-at-home order, and we'll go up to the top of the trump and just watch and wait until some thieves' house explodes, I guess.
That one's detective.
You
Do
got
you
it,
mind
detective.
if we have a little look around?
Oh, not at all.
Okay, yeah, you got it, detective. We'll and I make eye contact with Ampersand and shake my head behind his back and be like, "Yeah, we'll get right on that." But
Oh yeah, no, there's
just-
an absolute agreement there.
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll definitely
Was there a break-in point?
Just in one of the side doors. I can take you over there if you like.
Please.
Lovely, yes, please. Walking noises.
She takes you over to the side door and says, "This is usually where we receive our bigger deliveries."
Like a loading dock.
Essentially. Though not to that extreme, I don't think. But the dragons require a fair amount of coal, so we usually get daily deliveries.
Daily delivery of coal, eh?
All right.
Right.
I was here thinking they ate cows or something.
Oh, that can be a part of their diet as well. Due to the complexity of a swamp dragon's digestive system, they can require anything from coal to bones, ash, sulfur on occasion. It really does vary from swamp dragon to swamp dragon. Have you considered adopting one?
I walk inside.
I will say...
As I go-
Oh, yep, no, you
Yeah.
first.
I was just gonna say, do I notice anything at the break-in point?
Yeah, let's do some detectoring.
Yeah.
Well, what are you using for your detectoring?
Let's have a squiz. What have I got to work with?
Look, I remember the good bad old days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with long enough, everywhere gets broken into, right?
Yeah.
This place has probably been broken into before. So I'm just gonna try and remember what it was like last time this happened. When it was
I feel like any break-ins that happened here were very brief.
yeah, probably a broken window followed by a quick card mark on the wall.
You can tell looking around the sanctuary, like on the inside, that there are various patches of paint that are a little bit thicker than others.
All right. I can see where they scraped off the last thief. Yeah. So, Bill, it seems like you want to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a roll if it's roll time.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, yeah. remembers the good bad old days.
Yeah, I've probably seen many break-ins. So yeah, it might give me an idea of like who, how many people, what do you call it in this system? What ancestry, I guess. They might have been. They come up through the floor, you know. Well, we know that they came through a door, but yeah.
Well, give me a D10 then.
Okay.
You got a good reasoning. It's not rock solid.
Gang, can we please?
The wheel and
Right.
woe.
Okay.
Where is the wheel?
That was almost going to be a 1. I just want to point that out there.
We're having too much woo and not enough we.
What? Oh, consequences? No. I thought we're fine.
I don't like the idea of consequences happening while we're in the dragon place.
Yeah.
We escaped those.
Detective,
Yep.
as you're kind of looking over the area trying to find signs of some sort of break-in, something, kind of getting low to the ground, trying to see any signs of a break-in or how this could have possibly happened, you find yourself nose to nose with a dragon.
Yep.
It's kind of snuffling the same area that you're kind of looking at, kind of inquisitively, trying to figure out what you're looking at. It's just curious.
Okay. What is it looking at? What am I looking at? What are we looking at mutually?
Well, because this delivery gate, shall we say, kind of borders between the inside and the outside, you can kind of tell that there is definitely signs of comings and goings. Lots of real ruts.
So, sorry, before do I have a consequences?
Yeah,
now?
no, you're about to have a consequence.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we hadn't gotten there yet. My bad.
No,
Yep.
you're right. Your consequence in question is doe-eyed explosive.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean, Matt? What happened?
As you step away from the kind of area trying to rack your brain, go through your memories to figure out what this could have been, you notice that the dragon is also kind of just standing beside you. And
Oh, cute little fella, isn't he?
it's not really doing much. It's just kind of sticking close to you at this point.
I'm gonna edge away from the detective and be like, sir, have you noticed you've got you've got a friend over there? Seems quite enamored of you, in fact. Do you wanna get some space from him? Find some high ground, maybe? As I get back up against the wall, away from the little bugger.
I sort of just back away, like, look, I didn't bring any snacks. I don't know how to do a fireproof diaper, so just, ma'am, what's up with this guy?
As you try to step away from the dragon, it kind of just trundles on with you, kind of following you expectantly. Its big eyes kind of going even wider as it kind of gives you that adorable little dragon eye look.
Can I perch myself on an presumably open cage, making the dragon equivalent of
Yeah, what is the noise that you make to dragons?
Everybody do their best dragon voice right now. Joking.
I guess.
Great. Perfect.
Was expecting my cat to appear there.
I have the quirk beloved by animals despite their best efforts.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, you got this in the bag.
So what are you trying to do? Just get its attention?
Yeah, get it to sort of come over this way into this nice open cage.
That's pretty much in your wheelhouse. I'm going to say give me a D10. See, there we go. Look, I can't actually beat that on a D8.
Instant success.
I mean, I could roll it for funsies. See if
Yeah,
I get
go
the
for it.
9.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's not a 9, no.
Critical fail. I shouldn't say that. I will jinx myself.
Right? As you start making dragon noises, you do get its attention and it trundles over to you, Apsand.
Yeah, once it's in the cage, that cage, like, the lid's going down.
Super closed.
Nice.
As you kind of step away from it as a group, you kind of start hearing these really pitiful noises coming from the cage. Rosie will come over, who was that lady from before, and say, "Oh,
Rosie.
that's Little Munch, unfortunately. He's a Jessington deceiver.
What?
It's a type of swamp dragon, known for hoarding pickle jars."
Of course.
Saying,
A little context on why they're called Jessington Deceivers, me personally.
Well, they're like the Golden Deceiver, only better behaved.
All right, I would like a little context on why those ones are called Golden Deceivers.
Well, we don't like to speak about the dragons negatively, but they're not good with children.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm going to be honest, I had never considered the dragons as family pets.
Munch here hasn't been taken for a walk today. We just unfortunately haven't had time. You wouldn't be able to oblige us, would you, Captain? Oh, Constable, sorry. She's already holding a leash.
I believe she means you, detective.
Me? Oh, well, look, I've had worse assignments, I guess. I once spent 3 weeks undercover as a goose, so I guess I could give it a crack.
A goose?
A goose?
Oh, we don't have the time, Rosie.
Indeed, we don't. A dragon
Well,
is needed.
just bring back Little Munch when you found Gunther, okay?
Oh, and what is Munch? Was it? What do they eat?
Munch is pretty well behaved. They haven't been experiencing any digestive problems recently. She gives you a small pouch of coal.
Oh, right.
That should be good for the entire day. Don't overfeed them, please.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, I.
Right. So it seems that the narrative consequences are definitely more long term than I assumed. Good to know.
They can be.
Yeah.
So it's
Hey.
not that it's going to explode now, it's that it might explode whenever, which is worse. Fantastic.
It might be relevant down the line.
Hey, buddy, I got some coal for you. I don't know. I get heartburn from a curry, but yeah, it's good for you, I guess. Oh.
It starts beating its little wings very excitedly as you pull out the piece of coal.
Nice. I assume it's like a dog that you can just sort of like throw a cheese cube at it and it will snatch it out of the air.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I will do that with like a inch square piece of coal. I assume that's like
So, like, for the rest of the game, the constables are at least 5 feet back.
From the detective at all times.
Respectful radius. Yeah, blast radius.
You throw the piece of coal, and it does a rather fantastic backflip in the air before kind of biting down on the piece of coal and chomping on it as it hits the ground.
Holy moly, Munch got tricks.
right. Well done, Copper. So you were talking about wheel ruts.
Yes.
Are there tire impressions from a getaway vehicle or something?
Kind of. Now, Rosie had mentioned that they're supposed to get regular deliveries, like daily deliveries of coal. But she's mentioned that they haven't got them yet. But between the three of you, you do notice that there are in fact ruts on the ground, and they're pretty fresh. As in probably either this evening or this morning. They look like wagon wheel tracks.
Weird.
Do we, Rosie, how's the head count going?
We're almost done. One of the Emmas comes up to her and whispers something in her ear and says, Oh, that is a little bit worse than I was expecting. It would seem that we're missing a dozen dragons, including Gunter.
A dozen? Okay.
So maybe like a wagon load, not just an armful.
Yes, it was probably... Well, I wouldn't carry that many dragons on you. They'd be getting rather upset at that close proximity. I don't understand. Only 3 people have keys to get in the sanctuary. I'm one of them.
Right, so you're saying you're a lead suspect then?
Of course not. I love these dragons very much, but
Enough to steal them and take them home?
Oh no, taking your work home with you is a bad idea.
I think we're done here. Detective just walks off, following the tire tracks or whatever it is, the wagon wheel ruts.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the wheel ruts.
Yeah. Yep, I exit the conversation.
Constable Theodora, you were going to say something?
I was gonna ask Rosie who the other 2 people with keys are.
The other 2 people, Lady Sybil Vimes, she's currently away out in the country.
All right.
And
the other?
The proprietor of Nobblers and Sons, he gives the key out to whoever's doing the deliveries for the coal. They usually get here a little bit too early.
Got it. And what's their address?
She gives you the address.
Fantastic. I make notes of all this, and I'm like, thank you very much for your compliance with the watch, ma'am. We are taking this very seriously. If you do find anything else, no matter how inconsequential, do indeed let us know. We will do our best to find out and get to the bottom of this very serious mystery. Ampersand, is that everything?
Yes, I believe so.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it seems like we might have another lead. One more thing.
Yes.
Rosie.
Yes.
Darling. Where do you keep your keys, if you don't mind me asking?
She reaches into one of her pouches and pulls out a set of keys.
Thank you. Just needed to tie that one up. No worries. Cool.
Pouch like kangaroo pouch or pouch like...
It's like a treat pouch. And by the looks of things, she has like 2 or 3 of them.
2 or 3 of the same set of keys.
Treat pouches.
Oh, what?
Well, right. One's for keys, one's for actual treats, and the other's for the more emergency things that come up.
All right, no worries. Well, I, in my head, still have her down as a suspect, but I
We
can't
don't-
prove it yet.
We don't tell them that.
Of course not. Of course not.
No, never. Now, for the sake of everyone watching and for our players, most of the events for tonight's adventure will be happening on Misbegot Bridge.
Ooh.
Neat.
Where I'm
I know where that is. That's at the end of Tricklemine Road.
And at this time of year, there are a lot more lilacs out in kind of flowery wreaths and stuff like that. It's not a celebration that's openly done, but in recent years it's been picking up a lot more attention than it used to. But the Sunshine Sanctuary is on the eastern bank. I believe it's 43. I'm not 100% sure. But Nobblers and Sons is on the west bank. So you'll have to cross Misbegot Bridge.
The Turnwise Bank?
I'm going to say yes.
So many names. So many really specific names.
No, because I'm trying to remember it. Wintershins is clockwise.
There's a
The
thing
dude in the
downside.
bottom left-hand corner. If you scroll out.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So Hubwood's up, Rimwood's down, Turnwise
Yeah.
left, Windshin's right.
Okay.
I'm not gonna remember that.
I struggle with left and right as it is.
So unimportant. It's not funny.
Cool. We go to the next place, crossing a bridge to do so.
All right. I do need to roll a d6 though as you cross Misbegot Bridge. But
What?
point of interest. Appersand, you actually live on Misbegot Bridge.
Yes, it's my namesake.
Yeah.
Or the other way around.
There is a where is it? A particularly crooked bridge on the building at the western end of the bridge is your home. Or your perch?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, perch seems appropriate, yeah.
Where I go and do my watchings.
Yeah.
Perch, sweet perch.
Wait for pigeon to land in mouth.
Or at least land nearby. As is classic for the city of Ankh-Morpork, any place where you can kind of hang a hammock, lay your head, build 4 walls and a roof, or at least something approximating a roof, kind of counts for lodgings or a residence or a house, and Misbegot Bridge is no exception to this. A bunch of ramshackle buildings have kind of been pushed together, and it's, although still a bridge, in some places it's a lot narrower to try to get through than in others. But in a lot of ways, it's kind of a mini home. At least for a lot of people, anyway.
Okay, I don't know why this image came to me, but Constable Misbegot's little perch house area is just like a cat bed that's been dragged up to a roof. And there's a little sign above it that just says text this mix.
Nice.
What does it say? Sorry.
Text this mix.
Okay.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Sorry.
Text this mix? Okay.
Oh, hex this mess. As in, like, bless this bed.
Like, bless this mess.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. I got it. I was there. I thought it was funny.
As you're walking across, however, Constable Theodora, you will feel something ting against your helmet.
I'm gonna... Wait, is it on the outside or the inside?
On the outside of your helmet.
Okay, good. All right. I do a sort of 360 to see where it's coming from.
In question.
Look, it could happen.
That was so
tell us you're being
indeed. Sorry,
raspy.
like that was exactly right. That was exactly right.
As you turn around, you see a bunch of kids, and it seems like one of them kind of threw a little bit of a rock at your helmet. And now that you're all kind of looking, they kind of poke their tongues out, wave some sticks, and then start to run away.
Oh my gosh. The instinct to give chase is right there. Which way are they running though? Which way are they running?
It looks like they're running into some of the houses. Not all of them are strictly occupied at the moment.
I'm a lift my little hat. Sorry, my what's the word?
Helmet?
The helmet. I'm gonna lift my helmet, revealing a small, very well cleaned rat in a smaller watchman's outfit made out of leather
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're being
on top of my head. This is Janice, who is the second character of this pre-gen. He is a little rat. He's my informant. And he lives under my hat, Ratatouille style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna lift up my hat. I'm gonna pull him down on my hand and be like, "Hey, Janice, do you reckon you could go find out where those kids are, and just report back?"
You know what? That's pretty good. Give me a D10 roll.
Yeah. I'll look into them later. We're on the job right now. Maybe they know stuff.
The rat deputy.
Yeah. All right. Average. Fuck you.
swoops down and eats him.
Ow! Janice, I love you.
Nothing that bad. Thankfully. But you do watch as Janice kind of disappears into the maze, shall we say, of buildings and other architecture here. In search of the children who've run off.
Yeah. Not knowing anything is wrong, I trust that he'll find his way back to me like he always does.
All right. Constable Theodora, your consequence.
Oh god.
Rat at large.
No, my rat is gone.
Oh no.
Not gone, just missing.
My rat, my boy. Who will ride under my helmet Ratatouille style now?
Well, I don't think I'll fit, Constable.
We have a dragon.
There is indeed a dragon. Okay, that's something at least.
The dragon in question, Little Munch, does seem to be quite happy to kind of just march ahead. And seems to be picking up the watchman's walk rather well. Which is strange for a little swamp dragon. You got it. You got it.
I mean, it's already half waddle, so, he's well on the way.
Yep. Yep. I pick him up for a sec to light my cheap roll-up cigarette.
Yeah.
And put him back down again to carry ahead of us.
More than happy to oblige. I will mention at this point, however, Munch does get nervous if you're more than like 10 feet away. So just keep that in mind for later.
Mm-hmm. Noted.
I don't like the idea of a nervous dragon.
As you make your way to Warfinger Street in Dimwell, so over here.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to get this map, like hang it up in my room or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the brass bridge. I always wonder where that was.
Yeah, no, this is from the Complete Guide to Ankh-Morpork.
Oh my god.
Like the whole thing, but zooming back in. Here on Warfinger Street, it is a area of busy commerce. A lot of people doing their work. It's on some of the main thoroughfares. And as it is getting on to mid-morning, the sound of activity is thick in the air. Making your way over to Doubler and Sons, you do notice a young troll lady kind of sitting down, pouting a bit in front of the store.
No good. I make eye contact with Ampersand. I look back at the lady. I look at Ampersand. Don't really say anything, just sort of make sure that we're both looking.
Ampersand obliges by also looking. And looking at Theodora, giving a shrug, like, what do you want me to do about that?
I managed to communicate via two shrugs and a roll of the elbow that I don't really need to do anything about it, but if they want to do something, they can do something.
Are we just trying to get ahead of the detective?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Just with like head toss towards the detective, I'll go over to the pouting young lady.
Yeah.
She looks like she's feeling a bit rocky.
Whatever the equivalent of hair along the back of a gargoyle stands up at that. Just breathe. He's from a different time. What
Getting
seems
up,
to be the
she's
problem here?
Well, you see, the store hasn't opened. Sorry. The store hasn't opened yet.
Wait, was that Matt saying sorry, or was that the troll saying sorry?
The troll.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Don't
to
have
be clear,
Yeah.
you didn't break character at any point.
No.
The character broke character and then corrected themselves.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Just to part the veil there.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on any affectations
Oh,
here.
thank the diamonds. Hello, I'm Sierra. What's your name?
Constable Misbegotten Ampersand. I'm here on some official business trying to see about this store.
Yeah. Is something wrong with the store?
We didn't think so, but apparently it's closed.
Do you think something happened?
Things are always happening. I'm trying to figure out what happened here.
And your gods! Is there danger?
Why do you sound excited about it?
Oh, no reason.
Okay. Well, just since we're here and you're here, I'm just gonna ask out of curiosity, I guess, like why the store is closed, if you happen to know.
I don't actually know. It's usually open by now. This is where I kind of pick up my morning treat.
Right. I wondered, yeah. Making eye contact with Ampersand, like, aha, I've got it now. That explains everything. You were disappointed, you know?
Very.
I guess there wouldn't be many places in this city that do good, shale or coal or
Cole.
coal. Okay, coal, yeah.
Mr.
No,
Nobler is
yeah.
the best. He's pretty good for a human.
Must have a good supplier.
Well,
I thought we were on loan.
Oh, I think he gets them imported from the mountains.
Mostly, I think we're on Older City.
I mean,
So, Constable, is the store closed?
I walk up to the door and I'm going to check in quotation marks if it is closed. By which I'm like gonna jimmy the lock. If it is closed.
Oh, oh.
No, okay, no. All right, okay, that was a big reaction.
No, that's completely valid.
I love it.
I'll knock first, to be polite.
And then
Because you gotta know if somebody's home before you start
Yeah.
shaking hands with doorknobs.
Yeah, and then did the check to see if it's locked.
Yeah.
Give me a D10 roll. Innocent face and guilty fingers.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Matt, could you just tell us if there are windows to this building?
There are some windows, however, they're
Fantastic.
currently closed. This is a two-story building, though.
That's fine.
Big ol' 9, haha.
Theodora.
I don't know if I should be happy about that, actually.
It doesn't take you much to actually get the door open. This is a pretty safe neighborhood, especially if you paid up on your Thieves Guild. And because of that, most people lock their doors to keep honest criminals away, if that makes sense. People kind of just casually checking.
Fair enough. All right. So, yeah, door's locked. No one's home. Something's going on here. All right.
Hmm.
Is the building resisting arrest? Is it aiding and abetting in a crime? I think we should arrest the building.
Civil forfeiture.
Constable, get on that.
Yes, sir. Trying to.
Opening the
Hey.
door?
Yeah, gonna open the door.
I turn to the troll and say, sometimes you have to arrest all sorts. I once arrested a mirror for impersonating an officer. God damn it, Bill.
I just processed that one.
Sierra stands there for a couple of moments, completely confused. It's kind of like, wait, oh, what? Oh, okay, okay. And she just kind of stands back to watch the scene as it's unfolding. Theodora, do you open the door?
No sound from inside.
No.
Door was locked, and I, fixed that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll open the door and I'll have a quick, confident look inside. Like, I've got every right to be here, sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad to see you're cooperating with our inquiries.
Are you addressing the house? Sorry, on the job.
As you open the door, you see a lot of clean surfaces, barrels of coal and other of stone. They all seem to be very finely worked, as if whoever kind of collects these puts a lot of work into it. The nth degree to that person who finds a cool looking rock and then brings it home with them.
Got it.
But as you kind of enter in, you're also assaulted by a strange coppery smell mixed in with coal.
Oh, no. Okay. All right.
Oh, sorry, I dropped the coal bag. Hang on.
Watch out for the dragon. There's a lot of coal in here. Make sure he doesn't blow off.
Right.
Might want to put him under your armpit, maybe, or like,
Yeah. Yep,
I don't know.
Yep.
There you go. Good stuff. I'm gonna try and find the source of the smell. I gotta know for certain, even though I've made an assumption.
All right. While you're doing that, detective,
Yeah.
and to ampersands, what are you two doing?
I think I'm at the door. I'm not going in, but I'm just gonna try and see what I can see from the door.
Yeah. Is there a particular quirk or trait you want to use?
Yeah, good question.
Now, remember, anything on your character
use
sheet can be used as a reason So
Can I use a consequence as a reason?
you know what? You absolutely can.
I have doe-eyed explosive,
Yeah.
which means that I probably shouldn't go into the building full of coal when we're not meant to feed it more than the bag of rations that we were given.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning. But I'm detectoring from the door.
I feel like that's a good reason. Give me a D10.
Oh,
See how you roll. Whoa.
I'll like, as best as you can in like a undead raspy cigarette voice. Hey, buddy, can you, I know there's a lot of coal in there, but can you smell anything weird, like picking up on anything? And see if maybe my doe-eyed explosive friend can, help in that process.
It kind of looks up at you with the widest possible eyes as you kind of see the wheels and the chemistry within its head starting to churn over your request. And after a couple of moments, it gets down and starts to sniffle and snuff about.
Oh.
The cutest little explosive in the world. Yes, it is.
As it's kind of sniffling around, because it has these massive nostrils for engulfing as much air as possible to kind of figure out where their next meal is coming from. And it comes back over to you holding, well, with a pamphlet of some sort kind of stuck to its nose.
Pamphlet. Okay.
In question,
Alright,
it is a pamphlet to the Lamp and Needles.
All right. Field Sergeant Scorchington. Sniff the pamphlet. Don't ignite the pamphlet. We're detectoring, not detonating. I'll take the pamphlet from them.
All right. And
I don't like that the dragon outranks us.
Crap.
What's the entry
Private?
rank? No,
I think it's constable.
oh no.
Lieutenant Corporal. Lieutenant. Whatever.
Pretty much. It's an honorary title.
Snobby.
Oh, what is a nobby? Apasans, what you doing?
So Ampersand doesn't like to move if they're being watched, and has a core of doing nothing isn't the same as not doing anything.
Yeah.
So they're going to take up the time-honored tradition of the watch of having someone wait at the door. So that, for example, the troll lady cannot get in. And just sort of join with the universe for a touch.
I'm going to say D10 as well.
Yeah, sure.
Very generous. I like it.
Fantastic.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
I wonder if I can get better than a 1.
Oh, you did.
I did.
About 5 times better, I'd say. Oh, fine.
As you're guarding the door,
Okay.
as a guard should, you notice Sierra's trying to inch her way inside. She's being super casual about it, but she's pretty aware that gargoyles aren't really that quick on the uptake.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Cool, Matt.
Yeah, you'd expect this sort of stuff from Detective Hammerhand, but Matt, I thought you'd do better.
Just gargoyles aren't exactly known for moving too much, and she takes the opportunity to kind of dash in. Particularly after Theodora. Who, Theodora, you do actually find the source of the smell as you make your way up to the second floor of this building into what's probably the living quarters for our proprietor for the store. And you see one of the doors is ajar, and inside you see a man, quite dead, tied to a chair.
All that in a jar.
And then Sierra comes in behind you.
Okay, I think I noticed the troll coming up the stairs. Because as a lovely lady as I'm sure she is,
Yeah.
she's also 6 feet tall and made of stone.
Yeah.
So there's that. So the first thing I'm gonna do, seeing the man dead, is turn around and be like, "Ma'am, you need to leave the premises. Crime has been committed. Failure to comply with this request could put you as a suspect." And then I'm gonna close the door so she can't see the man.
Are you using the watch?
Let's see. What am I using to do this? I just acted to do this. Yeah, I would use probably I would probably use the watch or innocent face and guilty fingers because my hand is doing something while my face is doing something else. But up to you.
Actually, that's really good reasoning, and you've explained it really well. So yeah, I'm gonna say the D12.
Not a 1. Well,
It's not a
Well.
1.
it's not a 1. God
Dang
damn it.
Is Mr. Nobler dead? Did he die?
We have yet to determine any causes or effects of any particular crimes that, ma'am, could you please just go back downstairs, ma'am? Really?
But I haven't seen a dead body in ages.
I don't think you should be seeing one at all, frankly. I would like it very much if you left the building. Constable, detective, help me.
Oh,
She
up we go.
she starts to pout and leaves. And
Oh, thank God.
as she does so, you hear a voice come from the bedroom. I'm not dead. And we're gonna go on a break.
Okay.
I just poke our head in. They're tied to a chair. You said, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least the load's covered. It's not. We can't mark that down as littering. Then. Good work. Yep. Done.
Well,
Good luck.
as I said, a voice from the bedroom does call out, "I'm not dead." But we are going to go on
so
our
it's
break.
It's not the body on the chair that says that. It's another
it is.
voice. Somewhere. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're right. I'm not dead. I'm just in a. I don't get that. But yeah, we're just gonna go on a short little 10-minute break so we can kind of stretch our legs, everything else like that. How's everyone finding it so far?
It's
No,
pretty
but
good.
seriously, Bill, is this the world you used to live in and you just came to ours one day?
Wish, right? I wish.
Dear though, I mean the disc is kind of
Oh, it's pretty rock and roll.
yeah.
I'm personally quite a fan of modern plumbing, so
Yeah.
I'll give it a miss.
Yeah. Well, it's whatever his name is, Harry. Whatever. King Harry.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
King of the
Knight
Golden River.
Solomon. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah. Harry King. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Harry King. Yeah, it's basically indoor plumbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, this is a really simple system, and I'm really enjoying it.
I'm getting used to it.
Pretty
'Cause
roleplay heavy.
it is very much roleplay heavy, but I read the system and kind of knew that going into it. But yeah, just getting used to it, kind of being like, it's very much kind of negotiation between player and GM. And I tend to err on the more generous side of things, but we're getting the hang of it. I'm quite enjoying it. But we are going to go on a short little 10-minute break, and we hope to see you back here very soon.
Bye for now.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. We have returned. I have no idea what's going on in
Yay.
the poll, but I've heard some things. I am terrified.
it's us. We're back.
Yeah.
The answer is Lance Constable is the starting rank.
There we
My
go.
furious break googling
Yeah.
uncovered.
Lance Constable. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I guess so. In the Guards, which is the novel you should start with if you're new to Discworld. In that, I think it's Lance Constable Angor or someone. Someone's Lance Constable.
God's
in
God.
that.
Lance Constable Carrot.
Carrot. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But while we're waiting for the poll to go down, where we left our God watch people, you had just found Mr. Nobler tied to a chair.
Sir, are you a guild watch member?
What?
Are you a registered member of the Watchers Guild?
No.
Constable, lock him up, impersonating and undergoing guild activities vis-a-vis arresting people without a guild membership.
You got it, sir. I start untying the guy from the chair.
Getting this close to him, it is pretty obvious that he has deceased. Probably pretty recently. But it would seem like he's not letting his death stop him.
Classic.
Has anyone told you yet, sir?
What?
Right. Look, there's an adjustment period. I get it. It's going to be rough. No one consented to this. There is a group. We meet every Thursday. It's just off Gleam Street in the rec hall. You're more than welcome to come along.
So the quick start guide has a picture of the Undead Anonymous, like a group picture of them. And I was like, you know what? I'm probably not going to need it for this. I have a regret. But no, Mr. Nobler turns to you and goes, what do you mean?
You're dead, man.
I'm dead?
No
I'm
mistake.
dead.
Welcome to the rest of your afterlife, sir.
See, I do vaguely remember a bony bloke. He said some ominous things. That does make sense now.
No time for messing around that one.
Bony chap, your killer, sir? Do you reckon you could identify him if you saw him again?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I do remember someone had their hands around my throat. And then everything kind of just blacked out. And
On account of the strangulation.
My sympathy, sir. It's definitely not the most pleasant experience being murdered, not that I would know.
We smell blood.
Yeah, at this point he looks down and kind of opens his coat a little bit to see the multiple stab wounds.
Okay.
Good spotting, Ampersand. Good spotting.
Really, a tie?
five-way tie.
Damn.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it? What was the actual question?
Single point.
Who's
It
going
was
to bust
worth it.
Yeah. Who's going to bust open this case? Everyone is. Everybody. But no, he looks down at his card and sees the several stab wounds. Goes, this feels a little aggressive, a little bit much.
Definitely makes it seem personal.
I mean, we can't draw any easy conclusions yet. It could be somebody trying to make it seem personal. interesting they wouldn't go immediately for the stab wound. But, you know, who am I to know the psychology of a criminal?
So,
That'd be...
clearly, this was suicide. Who did you piss off?
Well, look, I'm just a purveyor of the black arts. I don't really make enemies. I mean, even the trolls like me.
Can we just stop everything there? What did he just say?
I'm a practitioner of the black arts.
Oh, man. Oh, he sells coal.
What kind of arts would these be? I look around the room for anything that might open the dungeon dimensions.
He kind of dashes over to a workbench he has set up on the side, where he's kind of got like a little lamp and some magnifying glasses and a fine array of tools. And there is a piece of coal sitting there on a desk, and he holds it up and he shows you that parts of it have been kind of carved and softened and kind of polished to a nice sheen. And he lifts it up and goes, This is my crowning glory. Artisanal coal. The trolls go wild for it.
Oh, I see. That kind of art. Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Probably big money in that. Wouldn't you say so?
Who are you talking to?
The guy. I'm like, just trying to butter him up a little bit and just be like,
okay,
no, that seems like definitely,
You're not crazy. Everyone else is crazy.
Whatever you say. Now, just if you could answer our questions as well, though.
So, what does it?
Yeah.
What does it do? Does it burn with like a sense of superiority, or what?
Well, it does smoke a little bit cleaner because you kind of get the muck off of it. You make sure the purity level's nice and rich, just so there's less
burning coal.
But the trolls do go nuts for it.
What kind of trolls? You got any recurring customers?
He kind of looks outside to see, as the morning's coming through, and goes, "Oh, Sierra usually comes in for one of the little cold biscuits I do up."
Oh, that'd be lovely, sir. Now, I will point out that before you do head out there, one, you might need to change clothes, and our good detective here might be able to offer you a sewing needle and thread for your unfortunate new orifices. But before that, we do have a couple questions that we would like to ask you as members of the Watch, if that's okay.
Oh, sure. Ask away.
Fantastic. Would you be the proprietor of Nobblers and Sons?
Yes, that's me.
And you would
Which
be
one
Nobbler?
are you?
Yeah.
Oh, technically speaking, I'm the son. My father was Crippus Nobbler. I too am Crippus Nobbler. We felt, why mess with a winning formula, yeah?
Oh, yeah, makes perfect sense. Second question. Did you make a delivery this morning to the Sunshine Sanctuary for sick dragons?
Oh no. No. I better get on that. No, the store should be open.
That's not to worry, sir. That's not to worry. It seems that somebody has already taken the warehouse. The word cart, wagon. Somebody's already taken the wagon there in your name. Would you happen to be able to show us where you keep your keys for the Sunshine Sanctuary?
He points over to a key rack that he has by the door. And you can tell that although there is a couple that are seemingly occupied at the moment, one of them is very deliberately empty at the moment. And is quite clearly labeled the Sanctuary.
Thank you so much, sir. You've been a fantastic help.
Do you have any other workers?
Oh no, it's just me. All it needs to be just me. Like, we make good money here. Sometimes I get a girl on to watch the counter while I get some work done in the busy times. But I can mostly handle things.
See, it's just really confusing, sir. I wonder if you could help me with this one thing. The lady at the Sunshine Sanctuary, Rosie, mentioned that you would hand off the key to whoever was making the trip for the day. But you're telling us now that it was always you making the trip for the day, so I'm just a little confused, sir.
Well, so sometimes I'll go down to the pub, and I'll have a couple of drinks, and you know how it is.
Never
Right,
can
what?
drive.
So yeah, sometimes I'll leave the keys at the pub, or I'll hand them off to a friend of mine who's happy to do it for a couple of extra coin. But I didn't drink last night. I'm pretty sure my memory issues are due to something else.
Could be being dead, sir.
Could be.
And you were, in this incident, it happened last night.
I did. Pulled from my bed, if you believe it.
With that one there. That one there.
Yeah. That one. Ranting, raving. Bit of a loon, really.
You were?
No.
Who was?
The guy who pulled me from the bed.
Right.
So you could positively identify your attacker as male, sir.
Yep.
And
All right, that
what
narrows
were
things
they
down.
ranting about?
Oh, what was it? He stands there for a couple of moments in thought and kind of goes, "They can draw the plans, lay the stone on stone, then leave houses empty while the rest of us are thrown out onto the streets they built." Let me put that in chat so people...
Oh no!
Oh,
we're
is
gonna
that
end up-
important?
We're gonna end up agreeing with this man, aren't we?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Definitely sounds like some landlord bullshit.
I control the plans, lay the stone on stone, then leave houses empty while the rest of us are thrown out onto the streets they built.
All right. Would there be an architect's guild somewhere in Ankh-Morpork?
Ooh, what do you want to roll for it?
God, let me see. Yeah, thanks, Drew. Thanks for pointing it out. All right.
That's open for all of you if you want to try to interpret a little bit more from this clue. If you want to roll something from your character sheet, it doesn't have to be niches, core, or quirks.
Okay. If anyone else has something more apt,
Yeah.
in a moment, I will try to make a plea for something. I will try to make a persuasive argument.
Yeah.
If no one else has anything.
Sorry. Detective?
Takes a special kind of someone to make a house for no one to live in it. Has a grave, that is. I've got nothing. Bill
Yeah.
has nothing. Yeah, I don't understand what this is.
And?
Okay, so we've got someone who's angry enough to kill, probably because of some land development.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the city,
Yeah.
the land development could be new, but a person going spare probably isn't. So, quite weakly, could I use the fact that I'm a gargoyle.
Yeah.
To have been in touch with other gargoyles at some point in my life.
Yeah.
To have heard any gossip going around about people or persons being incredibly angry about land development.
You know what? That does sound pretty flimsy.
Yeah. Touching the straws here, man.
I want to say D4.
It had to happen at some point.
It did. Oh god, okay.
Let's see. Beat that, Matthew.
While you're doing
on.
that though, Constable Theodora,
Yeah.
what was your argument?
My argument was going to be that since I'm from the Beggars Guild, or my parents were,
Yeah.
I would have probably been taught as a child all the other guilds to see which ones were the easiest to play off for begging. And also, you know, to see them at, you know, meetups and stuff and know who to respect and who to snub.
Yeah.
So possibly one of those was the architects, because I imagine that they have deep pockets, but short on empathy, perhaps? I don't know.
Oh, that's fair. Though also kind of flimsy.
Yeah.
I will say D6.
I tried. Now watch me roll a 1 as well. Finds it, gets it, does it. There we go. Well,
Well,
it's not a 1. All right.
Oh.
as he's kind of sitting there thinking about it, he kind of gets this somewhat downcast expression on his face. Wait, if I'm dead, does that mean I have to get like a gravestone?
Well, ceremonially, of course you can, but it's a bit expensive. Did you have life insurance?
I did have it actually. Could I claim on that?
It's a spot of luck for you, isn't it, my chum?
I can claim on that.
Well, you are dead.
I wonder if it
carve-
covers instances of undeath.
You could carve a gravestone out of coal?
True.
Whoa. Hey, you won't be able to do me a favour, would you?
Favor? Yeah.
You won't be able to pop down to the Times and get me an obituary.
All right. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem. I was going to work you out a death certificate, but that'll be probably easier all round.
It'll be great
What
for
kind of-
business.
All right. What would you like it to say, sir?
Oh, I don't know. Master of the Black Arts. Lived a
I'd rather
life
not.
long. Lived a good life. Continues to do business.
All right, sir. All right. You got it, sir. And I write down, not that.
Anything but that.
Not the Black Arts. I will write down that he did business. I will write down his name. I will write down his address.
Yeah.
I am not going to purvey this man as a Satanist. or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
the Ankh-Morpork equivalent is.
The dark arts? I'm not sure. Demons are absolutely a thing. Yes, detective?
So, did you happen to frequent the Lamp and Needle?
Yeah, that would be my local.
Right. I happen to find this on the floor. You see, it's just wondering.
Oh, I don't usually bring those home with me.
You You don't. How do you suppose it might have ended up in your house then?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'll go down there for a drink, and if I get a feed, I'll just check what's on the menu while I'm there.
Happen to meet up with anyone new down there recently?
Not that I can think of.
Right. Do I know anything about the Lamp and Needle? I assume, based on context, it's a pub.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to roll for it?
You're an old watchman. If you don't know every single pub in the city, I will be damn surprised.
Right? Yeah, I would know it on an ascending order of like, will they give me a free pint? Will they give me a bowl of nosh? Like,
Yeah.
you completely avoid it because they don't. Like, you know, that sort of scale. And I suspect remembers the good old bad old days or whatever it is. That sliding scale has become less and less favorable as time has gone on, unfortunately.
Well, give me a D10 roll.
Hey,
Oh,
I
see,
got
I'm not
10.
beating that. You do know about the Lamp and Needles. It has been around for a very long time. It is a good place for a quiet drink. It's very much a professionals bar. So, not for like lawyers and things like that. You know, honest
Like
men of
Merc.
honest work.
Gotcha. So, the good detective does not go there.
Not usually, but when you're in the area, they're happy to give you a pint. Or at least they would have been. You're not sure how they respond to your current situation.
All right. So, to recap,
Yep.
there was a break-in at the dragon place.
Yep.
20-odd dragons are gone. Or 2 dozen, or whatever it was.
A dozen. But yeah.
The coal delivery wasn't made, but the dude's coal wagon is stolen.
Yep.
He's dead. He was killed by someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all we got? Have we got anything else?
Right. The guy who killed him did so last night and was ranting about something.
Yeah.
They can draw
Doesn't-
the plans, lay the stone on stone, then leave houses empty, while the rest of us are thrown out into the streets they built.
Yeah. Doesn't like gentrification.
Who does? Okay.
Constables, I just feel like we've got all of the answers and we're not asking the right questions.
Yeah, I'm I agree, sir. Sorry, sir.
Appercent? Got any other questions?
Do you remember any distinguishing features?
He had a tattoo. I remember that.
Oh?
It was a Dimmer's tattoo. Local sports team.
Jimmers.
And where was this tattoo, sir? Thank you for mentioning it, by the way, right away.
Just on his forearm. He also had like ink on his sleeves. Like he'd been doing a lot of writing.
Interesting. Where exactly, sir, do you remember the ink being on his sleeves, if you can remember? It's understandable if not.
Oh, Constable, I assume it was in this very room. That's a silly question.
Oh, mostly around his wrists. Like he'd been riding or something.
Understood, sir. Thank you very much. That will be extremely helpful. Can I look at this guy's shirt to see if there's ink stains there?
Not a lot. More around his neck where he was strangled.
Okay, cool.
But I will say he is in the process of changing his shirt at this point.
Good stuff, yeah.
Because it was pointed out to him.
And if it's all right with you, sir, can we keep the damaged shirt as evidence of your death?
Well, I don't have much use for it now.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm gonna pack up the shirt, fold it nice and neatly, and just put it into my, if I have a bag or anything with me, just as evidence.
Yeah. You'd have a pouch or something.
Yeah.
A shoulder bag, that kind of thing.
And as I go to put it in, I'm like, oh, Janice hasn't returned. That's odd. Usually he'd be back by now. Thank you very much, sir. Well, I think we've asked all the questions we can. This pub bothers me. You definitely don't have any friends there. You owe money or anything like that. Just to cross obvious things off the list.
Oh no, Rufus and Marla, they try to keep on top of any bar tabs or anything like that. I've never been on such hard times to be getting behind. Though, I do remember the other night that we were ranting about someone who'd fallen behind.
Right, so, well, we'll absolutely go and have a look at that. Don't you worry.
Rants happening around you.
All right. Well, where to from here?
I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to check out the bar that he says he went to.
Yeah.
Yes, seems like a good enough excuse for lunch, I guess. What's our clock like? We've got a ticking clock, right?
I would say it's about midday.
I mean, we had, when we left the Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons, like 7.5 hours before someone exploded.
Gunter.
Gunter. That's right. Yes. How long do we have now?
I'd say you got about 4 to 5 hours at this point.
All right. Well,
abiding by the rules of the narrative, you got until a little bit after sundown.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
As we walk, I'm gonna just be like talking to the detective and the constable, just sort of saying what I'm thinking out loud, like as we go towards this bar or wherever we're going. And I'm gonna say like, so this dragon Gunter is set to explode if we don't get him the medicine, right?
Right. Which I've got right here, close to my heart.
Which we are in possession of. Fantastic. You see, if somebody wanted to explode a dragon or such, remember the lady, she said that a little thing could do it, or a lot of things could do it. I think an exploding dragon probably could do it. Another one, chain reaction sort of thing. And if I were a person who hated construction, or stone, as this man seemed to, what I would do is I would set up about, say, a dozen dragons in the foundations of said building and wait for the one that has a time limit set on him to pop, and thus pop the others. Does that make sense to the rest of you?
That would give you enough time to escape as well.
Yeah.
Is this a confession, Constable?
Absolutely not, so I just know how criminals think.
I give the constable a good eyeballing.
I will right back.
I feel very awkward.
It's going right over the top of your head, like we're both like,
I see you've eyeballed with the best of them, Constable.
Learn from the best of them, Constable. I mean, Detective. Sorry.
That's detective to you. Thank you very much, Constable.
Sorry, sir. Won't happen again, sir.
As you're making your way across the misbegotten bridge once again,
Is there any places that have new construction works on?
ooh, well, that's a good question. What are you using for it?
Mhm. I don't feel like I have anything that particularly fits.
May I make a suggestion?
Please.
The watch. You walk around the city all the time.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Although the watch is valid, as has been pointed out, Ankh-Morpork is a city that's pretty much constantly under repair and construction. So I am calling this a little bit flimsy. So I'm going to say a D6.
The city's growing like weeds in boots. Trouble is, the boots don't care who they're stepping on. I got a 4.
I too got a 4. Detective. It's as you're kind of thinking out loud and the three of you kind of considering the options of everything that's been happening, particularly regarding some of the stranger parts of this whole case, you do start to hear shouting coming from down the bridge as a man, quite obviously very drunk for this time of day, is kind of ranting and raving about how golems are stealing an honest man's work.
All right. Looks like we gotta go keep the peace.
Well, as you proceed towards him, he kind of sees all of you and goes, "See, even the watch has a golem. I can see him now, all 4 of you."
So, is there a
I look
priest
behind
or
me. Sorry.
very
Right.
patient spouse or a bucket that we could call for you?
No, I don't go to the bucket. They kicked me out.
Bud, Matt, well done.
All right, so perhaps you'd like to just take a breather. And I'm gonna sort of like try and shepherd him towards the side of the road to make him just sit down or something.
Yeah.
And what am I using to do this? If anything, would probably just be the watch.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty easy. I'm going to say D10.
Yeah, okay.
This is already a
Yeah.
consequence.
It's like, it's within the watch's thing.
4 is not bad.
Thank God.
There's a sense of nerves, isn't it? This is a system you definitely roll open for everything, just so everyone can get nervous at the same time. You do manage to start to calm him down. And as you can tell, probably a bit from your background as well, Theodora, this is a gentleman who's probably been a drunk his entire life. Just kind of part and parcel with his existence, unfortunately. City life, people fall through the cracks.
I think then that the way I calm him down is maybe I just know this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe I've been like begging on these streets before and I've run across him and I know him by name. I'm like, oh, Shingles, how you doing? It's been a minute. And I like just keep him talking about stuff that he and I both mutually know and just turn his mind away from the things that sets him off.
Constable, write them up for inciting a crime, flagrant display of wealth, inciting or inviting theft.
You got it, sir. And what I do instead is I slip him a pamphlet for the Beggars Guild
Yeah.
because my parents keep giving me pamphlets.
Because of course they do.
Yes.
As you
Steal a
kind
job
of
if we don't have a job to steal.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got Igor's in the town these days. He's showing his oh no, it's gone. Fuck. He's showing off his wealthy
Picture.
liver. No, I got no. Oh, sorry.
So good.
As you're kind of talking to him, though, he does mention that he only heard about the whole golem thing recently. As he's kind of sobering up a little bit, just calming down and having a chat. Apparently, he overheard someone ranting about it and thought it was a good idea. And a good reason to have a couple of drinks.
And where might you have heard this, sir?
He starts to point in one direction, and then his arm starts to wave as he points in another. It was around here somewhere.
This halfway between falling over or interpretive dance.
Honestly, he looks a little bit of both. However, the three of you were on the way to the pub.
Do walking noises.
Diddly 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 diddly.
Star wipe.
Well, the Lamp and Needles is a small bar on Morphic Street, which is a little bit off of Sheer Street. Everything's got a location. I'm not used to this.
Yeah.
The pub is open at the moment, but it is quiet, as this is kind of the middle of the workday for a lot of people. And entering in, you do kind of see the publicans. One's kind of working the bar, the other one's kind of working tables, etc. for the people who've come in for an early lunch. Or just lunch in general. And it has been explained to you that the publicans are named Rufus and Marla.
That's right.
So, how are you all approaching this?
On foot.
In a straight line. We
In
are
a straight
approaching
line?
In a straight line, yes.
Just walking straight up to one of them?
Oh. I mean, we are approaching them.
You are approaching?
Yeah.
Well, Rufus is the one working the bar. And he kind of looks to all of you and goes, 3 pints for the watch, yes?
I glance over at the detective to see if he takes a pint.
You are publican.
Okay, all right, we're doing this.
That's initiative, that is, Constable. Shows commitment to the community's thirst.
I'm Rufus. I am the publican for the Lamp and Needles. He
Nice to
starts
meet
pulling
you.
the beers.
I'm Theodora. Nice to meet you, sir. On break at the moment.
He kind of taps his nose. Right you are. Right you are.
Can't be drinking on the job, therefore we must be on break.
Ah. So, what could I do for 5 members of the watch that are on break at the moment?
Oh, bit of conversation if you're not too busy.
He kind of looks
That's
around
all?
to the quiet pub and goes, I can spare a word or two.
Fantastic. No, it's a nice establishment you run here. We've actually heard about it from old mate, what's his name? Cobbler, no, Nobler. Oh, blah.
Oh, Crippus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He mentioned you to us. Said you were
Purveyor of
nice.
the dark arts.
Oh, the black arts. Did he pull your ear about that one?
Thinks he's quite the wit, that one.
He's quite good at it. I'll admit that.
Well, he's a bit dead these days, unfortunately.
He died?
He got better.
Sorry, what?
Well, you see, in these days, death ain't the setback it used to be. Well, look at me. I was set to retire 45 years ago. Still proceeding strong.
I do a little bit of quick maths in my head and realize that's not the exact number, but I don't say anything.
It's fine. Oh, see, I wasn't going to say anything, sir, but so he's undead now? A zombie? Assuming he's not a vampire. Not that I've got anything against vampires. They pay their bills like anyone else.
There's anything wrong with that?
I suppose it could have been a very bad eyesighted vampire.
But were you just letting me know of his unfortunate passing, or?
Oh, no. Just that he, recommended your establishment to us. And, yeah, he did get murdered a little earlier. So, there is that we are looking into. But, the man's still walking around, so there's not too much harm done. I guess we did have a couple questions, though, because he comes here so often. Chap, a couple nights ago, maybe in your bar, ranting about something or some such. Wouldn't pay his tab, perhaps. Do you remember him at all?
He taps the bar a couple of times and goes, "There was someone in here a couple of nights ago. He was a regular, actually. He was in here last night, I think, drawing up some plans. Kept looking at the door as if he was waiting for someone."
Is interesting. This would have been, what, busy hour? Quiet, sort of when-ish last night?
Oh, he has a tendency to nurse his drink. He's fallen behind on his tab. Mrs. is asking me to cut him off. But it seems like he's gone on hard times. Don't want to deny a man his beer.
The chap's main name, if you don't mind us asking.
He goes underneath the counter and he rummages for a bit before he brings out something of a ledger. On the front of the ledger is bar tabs.
Nice. Excellent.
Writing his finger down the page, he stops at one and goes, here he is. John Johnson.
So very
John Johnson.
All right. Yeah, definitely sounds like a real guy. A real good guy, I mean.
See, no.
And that's the name what he told you his name was.
No, I thought so too. But see, he had to pay his tab as well. Didn't have any coin on him, so he left a little something. And he reaches down behind the counter and he picks up what looks to be some sort of strange brass device, kind of like a pocket watch.
Like it's clockwork?
Definitely clockwork. He presses a button on it and a little telescope pops out from it. Pretty nifty, huh? I figured if it doesn't come back, I could probably fork it for a couple of dollars. But no, sure enough, he turns it over and shows that, sure enough, engraved on the back, John Johnson.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh god.
Also,
this wouldn't be any relation to B.S. Johnson, would it?
Oh god, I hope not.
Me neither.
we all just reflexively move back.
It starts ticking.
Oh god.
It was meant to be a full-size telescope.
You do notice also engraved on the pocket watch thing in a more kind of standardized fashion. Stone on stone.
Hello.
Is that like a maker's mark or something?
Not so much a maker's mark. A company name, perhaps?
And what is it? What does it do then?
Well, from what I found out, architects kind of use it to do spot checks on architecture. You know, buildings falling down, you need to patch a wall, that kind of thing. Otherwise, it tells time, apparently. I don't keep it wound. Or at least I haven't wound it for a little while.
You said he was here the other night working on plans. Would they be architectural plans?
Oh, no, he was writing something. I try not to pry too much.
He was there maybe the whole of the night, or did he leave at some point?
Oh, he tends to stay till last call. He'll nurse a beer for most of the night.
Didn't realize the bar shut around here. When do you guys shut?
Oh, we shut a bit after midnight.
Midnight, okay.
Oh, look, if people want to be heavy drinking into all hours, they can. There's other bars for that. We're for good folk.
Yeah, so you're telling us, just so that I've got this all correct, that a chap came into your bar for the better part of last night, and he was writing for a long time such that ink might have stained his sleeves. On some treatise or other, or some plans, you didn't get a good look, I'm guessing. Left you this item as collateral for his tab, and left sometime around midnight. Is that correct, sir?
That'd be correct.
Fantastic.
He was mumbling about something, but he tends to mumble.
This is the same gentleman that, a few more nights ago had a disruptive rant in the pub. Is that right?
Oh, a little bit. Look, I don't like to talk about it, but the gentleman recently lost his job.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Where did he work, if you don't mind me asking, or do you not know?
Oh, stone on stone.
Huh.
Do you
And
know
where might
if
that
he
be?
lost his job to golems?
He kind of clicks his fingers and goes, that was it. He was blaming the golems.
Okay. And this architectural device, does the man happen to have any connections with the Architectural Guild, or is there such a thing? Or is he more in construction?
I know Stone on Stone does work for the Architects Guild. Like, they're all paid up and everything else like that. I usually call on them when I need to get work done to the old place.
Okay, Stone on Stone.
It's been quite some time since your last call, isn't it?
All right. Perfect. I finish my drink, and then I, feeling a real pang of sort of like concern now, I look around the bar to see where Janice might be. If he's found his way back yet.
Ooh.
And I would like to use the trait that on my character sheet that says he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So to try and find him with the power of love, if that's okay.
Power of love. All right. Roll me that
Yeah.
D10.
Where's my power of love dice? Please. Where's my boy? It's a 3. It's okay. It's fine.
Is
My
it though?
boy.
Is it though?
It's my boy.
Well, I don't have another consequence to give you along those lines.
I think the consequence is just I'm a little bit more heartbroken right now.
Just a little bit more concerned, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I rat. It's still missing.
You know. Well, I think your next location's pretty clear at this point.
Mm-hmm.
On the stone.
So, what do we think, constables? This Jim Johnson, James Johnson, John Johnson.
Right, first time, sir.
Lost their job and then murdered a coal salesman with the plans to blow up their old workplace.
I wouldn't know too much about golems owning streets. Don't even know if they own themselves, really, most of the time.
Is there a golem trust around here?
Not nearby as I understand it.
Maybe depends on if he resents the golems or the people who fight him more.
Right.
Might want to check out the latter first. Stone on stone. Where
Well,
would that be?
It is on the same side of the bridge. So
Oh,
it's not
alright.
too long to actually get there.
That's good.
Hurrah!
For a lot of the buildings along here, they tend to be very same. Similar architecture, kind of blend in one with another. It takes you a little while to find stone on stone, but you find this small little delicate plaque. Making your way in, there is a lot of writing desks where people are kind of busying themselves. There's one person in particular who's kind of walking around supervising the whole thing. Older woman, jet black suit, jet black hair. Very sharp-faced.
Like, how old is she, maybe? Does she look, like, older? Or sort of, like, maybe my character's age?
Probably about your character's age, probably a bit older.
Interesting. Just asking. No reason.
I'd say late 20s, if I was to put a number on it.
Cool. Just asking.
But she does see all of you walk in and immediately points in your direction. Hello, yes. What can I do for you?
Just a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Is there a back room or something, ma'am, that we could speak to you in private with?
Yes, no, we absolutely can.
Wonderful.
She takes the three of you into the back office. As she does, she walks past a golem who is busy at work at one of the giant architectural drafting desks. And working with kind of amazing speed as he's going through the in-depth designs for a building. She kind of gives him a pat on the shoulder and goes, "Good work, Plots. You're doing great."
Plots is plotting out things. That's cute.
What a good name.
Once in her office, she closes the door. Now, what can I do for 3 members of the Watch?
Have any of you let me guess. None of you have actually lived in any of the places that you draw, have you?
Well, I know I lived in the place that I drew up the place that I live in. I did the designs up for my own home.
Next to the kitchen.
Well, we have builders who do that, but I drafted the plans for my own home.
Why? No one would ever do that.
Detective, are you all right?
Why?
Yeah, okay, so. Absolutely, you got it. Ma'am, we're just here investigating a murder and a theft, not in that order. Actually, yes, in that order, chronologically, but not in the order of our investigation. Would you happen to know a man of the name John Johnson? You probably fired him about, what would it be, a week ago at this point? A couple of weeks ago?
As you asked this question, she was lifting a mug to her lips to kind of take a drink. And as you mentioned the name, she just brings it down a little bit too hard.
Ooh.
Yes, I am aware of Mr. John Johnson. He no longer works for us. I hope he hasn't been causing any trouble.
Would you happen to have his address, ma'am?
I do, in fact, have his address. However, I have it on authority. He's been thrown out.
Unsurprising, but unfortunate. The man is a lead suspect in that crime case. Do you believe that he would have any reason to bear a grudge against your establishment?
Well, I would say at least one reason. She kind of looks at those windows that all bosses have that allow them to monitor their workers. And she looks out to plots.
Mm-hmm. Thought so.
Does Mr. Plots, is it, ever go on break?
Strangely enough, as you're having this conversation, at some point Plots just turns to look into the office.
I wave immediately.
Oh, he's just a round guy.
He's just a round guy.
Gargoyle ultimate staring competition.
We would be here for some time.
He kind of waves back before going back to his work. Mr. Johnson was quite bitter about some of the projects that he lost to Mr. Plots.
And what projects would they be?
Well, a part of I'm not sure. Job is to overlook the plans that the other architects make. Plots has a strange quirk. Understand, golems cannot lie. And in a similar fashion, Plots' pen cannot lie either. Any design he draws is the absolute truth.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a architect will draw up the designs for a mansion, and then will ask for Plots to draw up the same mansion. And sometimes he will come back with a blank sheet of paper, or simply the foundations, and that's all. And we kind of know that that means the project will never go ahead. His pen is never wrong.
Is an extremely handy thing, I would think, to have.
Especially with how things have been going. But no, we have the latest project. Plots has already drawn up the designs for it.
Plot has drawn the designs, or Plot has tested the design?
Both.
Fantastic.
And what is this project?
Well, the partition has got in his head that some of the older city architecture needs a bit of an update and some refurbishments, because some of it is in fact falling down. And in particular, Misbegot Bridge has been somewhat unstable of late with all the extra traffic, shall we say, on it.
It's funny that, isn't it? These buildings, they stand for 100 years and then they collapse the day after their warranty runs out. That's planning.
Well, it is hard to get repeat business nowadays. The Alchemist Guild only goes so far.
I'll pay that one. That was good.
You, the misbegot bridge. Refresh, you say?
Yes. It's a major project at the moment. If it goes wrong, we're done.
And is this, public knowledge?
Most of the work at the moment is happening underneath the bridge. It's not really something we're advertising. We're trying not to interrupt the flow of city traffic.
Of course not.
We please get.
Just out of curiosity, how many foundational supports would you say the bridge has?
4.
Four?
Though,
Okay, 4.
a lot of the weight is in the center. Constable Apasand, you were going to say something?
We please get your Mr. Plots to draw the plans right now?
Oh, certainly. He's very quick. She brings the 3 of you out to talk to Plots. And sure enough, he's finished up with the design he was working on, some sort of opulent mansion. And he takes it off to the side, and he kind of looks to Miss Erica Loft. And she says, Plots, could you do the designs for the bridge, please? The Misbegot Bridge, our current project, yes? They nod and get out another bit of the draft paper. And it takes them 1 or 2 minutes. And the drawing he comes up with looks very strange to begin with, as the center of it is mostly empty. And as you kind of do the closer examination and he finishes out the details along the edges, you notice that he's pretty much drawn a picture of the river and the destroyed foundations of the Misbegot Bridge.
Yeah.
Right, constables. Well, that shows it all, doesn't it? There's nothing that we can do here. Clearly, it's gonna fall down. Let's go back to the watch house.
I'm gonna just pass the constable a look.
Detective, you got it, sir. And passing Ampersand the same look, I'll walk up to Potts if I can.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, excuse me. Thank you very much. Is it all right if we keep this design for proof of a crime motive?
They look to Miss Erica Loft, and she's looking very nervous at this point, but nods. And they pull the draft paper up and pass it to you.
Thank you very much. And I roll it up and I put it in my bag with the other evidence. We better hurry. We better get a shuffle on. Gents. What's the quickest? Quickest street to Misbegot Bridge?
You realise that's gonna result in a lot of paperwork.
Not if we prevent it.
Oh, if we prevent it, that's gonna be even more paperwork.
It's only paperwork if somebody dies, sir. Let's go
What
prevent that from
did
happening.
the Duke say? Don't make more paperwork than necessary.
Then necessary, sir. Prevention of a crime is, I would say, more of a cure than trying to fix a whole damn bridge.
Right, we'll do it your way then.
We don't want children making up terrible rhymes about a bridge falling down, now do we?
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Miss Pickup Bridge. Nah, it doesn't fit. Too many syllables. Making your way over to the bridge, it doesn't take you long. A lot of the events of this adventure happen pretty much in the same area. But you do find your way over to the bridge, and nothing seems to be wrong at this point. What are you doing to investigate the area, however?
I'm gonna see if I can find a way to get underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
using probably the fact that I'm from the Beggars Guild,
Yep.
because if anybody knows about hanging out under bridges, it is beggars.
No, that is very true.
True.
Give me a D10.
Yahoo! There it is. 10.
I was going to get other people to roll, but you know what? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Never we mind.
I will sort of telegraph what I'm doing though, so if other people have stuff that they do want to do, they can as well do that.
No. Constable and
I
detective.
was just gonna climb, so this is probably easier.
Well, it doesn't take you long, Theodora, as you kind of making your way exploring. Trying to figure out some way to get underneath it. When you hear a little bit of a skittering noise, as Janice comes out from underneath a couple of planks and kind of gives you a friendly squeak.
My boy has returned to me. I scoop him up and I give him a little nuzzle and put him back under my hat, and I keep the helmet down nice and safe.
Mm-hmm. He starts to nudge you further towards where he came from, and you find a Ratatouille style.
Ratatouille style.
Where
You're
you get to
basically
a
mech.
basically a mech. Yeah, no, yeah.
Where is he leading me? Sorry.
He leads you to a construction door. So one of those temporary gates that they put up to stop regular people from going into dangerous areas. And you find a couple of things pretty immediately. The first one is a very large goods lift. So a lift enabling heavier things to get below the bridge. You also notice the telltale signs of wheel ruts.
Wagon wheel ruts.
Yes.
What's the count on the clock? How far away from just after sunset are we?
Oh, we've only got an hour or two left now.
Right, constables. We've not got much time, so let's do a full workup on these tracks. Plaster casts, get the iconograph down here, take some photos, secure the scene. We need to find out everything we can about these wheel ruts, I think.
As he's talking, I'm already operating the lift.
Yeah. Get right on that, sir.
Yeah. I'd also like to ask Matt, since Constable and monitors these waters, how flammable is the river at the moment?
It's pretty good at the moment.
Okay.
But you know, an aggressive enough explosion's gonna set things off anyway.
Yeah, of course.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
The River Ankh. Well, is anyone else joining Constable and on this?
Oh, to go down and
yeah.
down to the bridge? Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
An elevator, like a lift.
Yeah.
This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is Miss Begot Ampersand's home turf. I'm going to defer to that lead.
Yeah. When the elevator arrives, I guess, I will very warily peer in and be like, this is the kind of place that even shadows bring back up. I don't know about it. You reckon it's good? Constable and
I have never seen an elevator cause problems.
well, that's a glowing report if I ever heard one.
Gonna just gently to the other constable. They're mostly indoors. I don't see through walls.
I give you a business-like mod.
Getting in the lift and kind of working the gears to bring it down. As you get further below the kind of street level for the bridge, underneath there is a vast arrangement of scaffolding where, sure enough, there is a lot of work going on to kind of fix things, get things shored up, or at least the preparation work for it. Construction doesn't seem to have started yet. However, you do notice a carriage.
That's a clue, that.
Bearing the name Nobler and Sons upon the sides.
What's a bloody big clue, that?
I don't think that one's going to fit in my bag, sir.
Tag it, Constable.
You got it, sir.
You do notice also a gentleman who is trying to wrangle a dragon.
That is not how I expected him to look.
No?
Me neither.
He looks laughably generic.
He just looks like a guy.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's not lose him in a crowd.
Oh, John Johnson, the everyman.
Oh.
All right. He's wrangling the dragon currently.
Appears to be trying to light some sort of fuse.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's no good. John Johnson, this is the watch. Put your hands.
Rather suddenly, he jerks up, kind of bringing the dragon with him, which kind of makes a glurk noise.
What a good word.
As you do this, Detective, you may have forgotten about Munch, but I didn't.
No, I have not forgotten.
Who is kind of making this strange bubbling hiss sound towards John Johnson. And you can tell that Munch is getting very excited. Very angry. There's a lot of gurgling going on, like an entire chemical factory just burbling inside this thing.
Constable, if any of these dragons blow, I don't know what's going to happen to the bridge.
All right. See, we've all made terrible decisions. Let's not compound that with movement.
Johnson kind of turns to all of you and says, I knew it wouldn't be long until you watchmen would be here. You were allied with those things, those claymen.
Well, I do feel a little bit targeted by that, sir, given that I'm not, in fact, a watchman. But, you know, you're clearly in a bad space, and I'm sorry to hear that. We have no genuine allegiance to any of our citizens in particular of the city. We try to keep the peace for everybody, sir. And that does include yourself. Could you put the dragon down?
And what are you going to do if I put the dragon down?
I'm going to offer you a smoke, sir. Outside, preferably.
Yes.
You're just going to arrest me. You don't care. None of you do.
I care very deeply, sir. If you would put the dragon down, though, I can promise you that I will take care of you in the best way that I can. Seems to me that you are very troubled by recent events.
Well, have a think about what you want to roll for that. What quirk?
Yeah.
Constable and Detective Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Hey, so with my beloved by animals, despite my best efforts, could I just try and calm some things down?
Yeah, no, you absolutely can.
Cheers.
And Detective?
We seem to find ourselves in a Latchian standoff.
Well done. Well done.
Statistically, only one of us will survive, and clearly I have more experience in that matter than you do. So I'm going for like an intimidate. Because I'm clearly a loose siege catapult, as is my niche. I do the crazy eye, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna say D10s all around.
Yeah.
Did mine roll? Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, wow.
Nice work.
Oh, wow. Okay, a 1 for that. All right. This is fine. So, Constable Land, because you're friends to animals, whether you like it or not, and you also kind of bear a resemblance to some of these dragons, I will let you know that the carriage in question is starting to rumble and shake from behind John Johnson. But kind of, how do you calm things down?
Please make peace. Yes, please.
I'd ask if you'd practice that, but I'm pretty sure you have regardless.
Yeah, regardless of this.
And I know what you're doing, Detective. Theodora, Constable. Just asking for a smoke?
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm probably going to be rolling innocent face, guilty fingers.
Yeah.
Because as I'm approaching him, I'm trying to keep his attention, so that I can maybe reach behind my back for some cuffs or something.
Yeah.
So that when he drops the dragon, I can make sure that he won't, like, cause a fuss. Or, yeah, because I don't want to give him a smoke down here very much.
No? No?
Not near the dragons, no! Crazy. Yeah.
Well, you want me to drop the dragon? Fine! He drops the dragon.
Oh, shit. Can I try and catch it?
I'm gonna say you can catch it because you got your 9. But he starts to leg it. God, what are you doing?
I don't mean to be that guy, but we're under a bridge. Where's he legging it to?
He's surprisingly dexterous for a gentleman of his stature, shall we say. And he's kind of just making his way across the scaffolding, kind of jumping from bar to bar across the flimsy platforms and things like that. He does seem to be pretty at home among scaffoldings and stuff like that. And considering he's an architect, it does make a little bit of sense.
I am going to very gently put the misplaced dragon back in with its friends
Yeah.
into the wagon. And I'm gonna, like, sort of, like, look at Ampersand, like, they're calm, you can keep them calm, yeah?
Just the equivalent of a thumbs up.
Excellent, all right. And I, despite all my beggar's instincts, give chase.
Give chase? All right. Yeah. It does feel a little bit odd for you as you kind of started up, because it's usually supposed to be the other way around. But yeah. It's fine. Detective, what are you doing?
I think I too, as soon as the gentleman starts legging it through the scaffolding, I get a glint and a smile in my eye. I scoop up the my dragon friend under my arm and give chase, a proper police chase. I'm gonna yell out, this is the watch. You are resisting arrest. Or you'll be forced to shoot.
All right. Well, one thing, let's switch up the music a little bit. And Constable Land. What are
I
you
have
doing?
a terrible idea,
Yeah?
but it's very Discworld.
Yeah?
Oh, what is it?
Before he ran off, could I have gotten the the bag of treats from the detective?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Do you
I'd like-
reckon the detective was keeping the little vial of special liquid in the same bag? Or
No, I said I was keeping it close to my heart,
Aw.
i.e., in my wound hole.
nice. Nice.
I'd like to have all the dragons face the same way and then feed them a treat,
Yeah?
and then rocket cart.
So Discworld though.
That is so Discworld. Yeah, I'm gonna get you to roll d10s all around though, because I kind of like that as well.
Ooh. There's no way this works. There's no way.
I mean, it's going well so far.
Let me roll. I'm gonna mess it up, aren't I? Yeah.
Well, this is something of a group check, so. Ooh. Well, that's more successes than fails, I guess. Or more successes than complications. Theodora and Bartholomew, you are giving chase to this man. And like I said before, he's surprisingly spry and is more familiar with this terrain. But the two of you are keeping pace pretty well with him. Detective, you have a little bit more experience in this kind of situation, and Constable Theodora, you're lagging behind a little bit because it does feel a little weird to you, and you're still kind of happy about Janice being back. So there's a little bit of extra consciousness there.
Yeah. I keep trying to shuffle and then remembering, wait, no, that's the beggar instinct. Run!
We must run. But Constable and Rocket Cart,
Rocket cart.
where are you rocket carting to?
Up?
Up? just up generally?
Like, there's probably not a lot of ability to aim. So like, as best I can aim towards where the guy is headed.
Okay,
But just
aiming towards where he's going.
up, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Detective
And,
Buff. Yeah.
He'll strike a gargoyle pose on the front of the car.
Perfect. The world's
Fantastic.
first flying gargoyle.
Well, Detective Constable Theodora, you are leading him on a merry chase as he's making his way up, and you kind of hear a interesting noise coming from behind you as you see Appersand kind of take up a gargoyle position on the front of the carriage, and you see it rumbling again as suddenly a flare of fire comes out from behind and the carriage rockets towards John Johnson. We are treated to the kind of slow motionness of the entire thing as you see Appersand and the dragons in the carriage just cruise on past you towards John Johnson, as with the most gormless expression turns around in shock as the carriage strikes him, sending him flying into the water below. The carriage, for its part, lands pretty safely on Misbegot Bridge. Unfortunately, in the course of the whole thing, one of the wheels does in fact come loose and rolls off on its own.
On fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. As is how these things go. Yes.
I watch it with a sense of like, that's right and correct.
Yeah, this is how things should be.
Yeah.
But you have saved the bridge, and you were able to fish John Johnson out of the river pretty easily. It will take him a little while to sink.
I assume he bounces when he hits the river, right?
It's less of a splash and more of a splotch.
Doesn't break the crust, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah. So, you've got rights, but I wouldn't go waving them around, otherwise they will be confiscated. You are under arrest.
And that sounds like a good place to finish it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And you do the whole, arresting and everything else like that.
And stopping the dragon from exploding.
Yeah.
Take the dragons back to the place. Yeah, oh god, good remembering.
Give Gunter his nutritional supplements.
Yep.
But yeah, that was Up in Smoke.
Yeah. And thankfully, we didn't.
Thankfully,
go up
yes.
in smoke.
Yeah.
So, players, what did you think of the Discworld role-playing system?
Hell yeah.
Very good. Very good. I am profoundly pleased. Like most stories, we basically didn't leave a 2-block radius in Ankh-Morpork. Yeah, fantastic.
I like that even though it was just consequences of our actions and not like necessarily anything bad, the dice rolls were nail biting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like that was definitely a like less is more thing, right?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, that was very cool.
I guess I have a question for chat if that's okay. Like how fun would it seem to play? Because it was pretty fun to play, but it was also pretty narrative heavy.
Yes.
Of like, ooh, story consequences, do things.
I will say from the GM's point of view, and perhaps also potentially from a streamer point of view, I'm not sure how often I could stream this. Because like you said, it is very narrative heavy. Though it seems born for like podcasts, if you're looking that angle. But honestly, with the format it has and with the simplicity of the system, it very much feels, it seems pretty fun if you enjoy narrative. Like if you're sitting around with friends at a table and, you're all talking about, Discworld or doing that kind of thing, it's easy enough to kind of break out.
Yeah, look, if you've got your normal in-person table game and two people can't show up that week, but yet you're all still in the same place, this feels like a great thing. Even if you don't play in the Discworld world, like the mechanic does not get simpler than this. Maybe other than Dread, but this is about it, right?
Yeah, as far as like cooperative storytelling goes, this could be good for like a lot more than Discord. Like if you have a bunch of friends who want to do certain characters and you know a lot about a certain mutual thing or such that you both enjoy, then you could probably like totally do this and that as well.
Yeah.
These kind of mechanics I have seen in other systems. Immediately, Sailors of the Seven Skies comes to mind, where you assign dice to the characters and traits that you have on your sheet. Fate does a similar thing, but here they've seemed to have broken it down even more into kind of not the less of it, but kind of to the foundations of it. And the fact that you're always rolling against the GM, but the GM's die never changes, it adds an interesting tension to everything.
Yeah.
I will say God, what was I going to say? Okay, no, I've blanked. I'm so sorry.
Blanked? You're good.
Hats off to my players and my GM. Hilarious. have not laughed that hard during a session in some time. That was quite funny on my end. There were a couple of moments when I'm like, oh, I'm playing this. I'm not just like watching professionals do this thing from afar. I have to interact as well. Oops.
Yeah.
I got lost in the listening a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Just genuinely, like, just thank you, Matt, I guess, for being
Okay.
generous with what dice you would give us for certain things. Because
Well-
I reckon if a GM has a certain narrative in mind, then there's the possibility, if you're bad, which nobody here was, because we're good and we're nice, of being like, actually, that's a D4 because I don't want you to succeed because I want
Yeah.
the secret to happen, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It is very-
that's the like there aren't bad systems, there are only bad players sort of thing.
Oh no, I've seen bad systems.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah.
I will also say, from a design perspective, like the designers Modiphius are very upfront with Discworld, and they say this system is ideally based for like one shots or short campaigns.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I can't see this being like a 10-month campaign
No.
thing. I mean, if you've got a really good story that you're going to work through, perhaps. But yeah, you'd have to be pretty flexible. In that regard, Matt, you played a written story.
Yep.
How close to the scaffolding did we stick? How on path were we? Like,
Well-
did you change anything beforehand or during, I guess?
Well, because I was writing from the quick start, and I will point out the quick start is freely available for anyone. I'm not sponsored or anything like that, but it is available for everyone on Drive-Thru RPG. Actually, let's go back to the landing page. I tried my hardest to stick as close to the written adventure as it was. I didn't have to deviate.
Okay, yeah.
It's designed to be open-ended. There's a total of 7 locations you can check out and get clues at each one.
Okay. And we went to only like
4?
listed locations sort of thing. We didn't go anywhere off script.
Nope.
Yeah, okay, great. We nailed it. Good work, team.
The Times was an option.
Oh yeah, the
That guy's
newspaper.
obituary. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fine. That was just paperwork. We didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Also, John Johnson's original housing.
Yeah.
Is that the place that they got thrown out of or something?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So we could have followed that up as well. Yep.
Like that. Oh, so you only missed 2 of them. Yeah, you went to 5 different locations.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But I will say, from like the adventure writing, I'm not sure who wrote this adventure, but they do seem to really understand the assignment, especially when it comes to mystery adventures. There's a lot of times you'll come across something like this and they'll write like 2 or 3 clues per location, and things can get pretty difficult to follow. But
There's too much information sort of thing.
yeah. Whereas this,
Yeah.
they're pretty, the intent is a one shot, so they're pretty deliberate with the clues and everything else like that, and they're signpost things very well, which I thought was good. I'm actually looking forward to seeing a full adventure, I guess, that they'll have in the core book when it comes out.
If it's by the same writer, then yeah, I'll be pretty excited to play it, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, even if it is only like a 10 session, like sort of arc, whatever. Yeah, it could be fun.
so, players, you'd want to come back again for it?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Spend more time in Discworld. I will
Yeah.
need a lot more water if I'm going to do that voice again.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's a bit scratchy, and I think I lost it a bit by the end. Sorry.
You're fine.
You're doing great. No, you were in it.
I will say this is this is not the first Discworld tabletop role-playing game.
It won't be the last.
Well, the original was GURPS. So it was like a 3d6 system where you had to roll under, and it was point by, and it was stupidly complicated. But no, I ran it for some friends way back in high school. And yeah, it was all right. This is much better. Like, it fits the vibe so much better.
Shout out to the people, the designers.
Yeah, no, they did well.
The GURP stuff is like it's sort of intended to be you're in the Ministry of Magic, not Ministry of Magic. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't see me. Oh, what have I done? I was doing so well and I fucking
Oh, you're fine.
The Arcane University?
Unseen University?
Unseen, thank you.
I will say I've gotten 2 ideas for like campaigns to use this system. One of them is just a couple of, in the grand tradition of procedural crime shows, a couple of like strung together crimes that have like a meta plot going on. I feel like recently I've proven my capabilities of doing that. And the other one was Ponder Stibbins from the Unseen University opens a school for young wizards and witches.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
Those would be really cute.
So it would be like magical shenanigans on the Discworld.
Oh,
Which would be interesting to say the least. But yeah, any final thoughts?
just thinking about it all just weirdly made me sort of nostalgic and a little sad out of nowhere just now.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm gonna have to hit up some of these movies. Yeah, whilst I've read a lot recently, perhaps it's movie time.
Oh, look, I'm probably going to be watching Going Postal as I settle down and kind of calm down for the evening. But yeah, I don't think I have much else in the way of final thoughts regarding it. I mean, it's a fun system. It's definitely not for everyone. And we had Karaga in here earlier who was like, not Pathfinder. And it's not going to be for everyone, especially if you like your systems look crunchier.
Yeah.
And you're, expecting tack maps and everything else like that. One of the things I would hope to see from the core book when it comes out is lots of pictures. The more things I can strip out of a book, probably the wrong term, and display them on screen makes it a lot easier for me to run these kind of things on stream.
Yep.
But that's mostly just the streamer side of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really want to open up my internet browser in case it causes OBS to crash again. Matt loves these
I could
centerfolds.
do it. What did you want to look up?
Just who's someone to raid. The Natural 30s live at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're live. Awesome. I need to beat them before they raid me. It's a running thing. It really is. Thank you for the follow. Natural 30s. Let's see if that works. Beautiful. All right. We are going to raid into Natural 30s. They're probably running Dungeons and Dragons because it is their Dungeons and Dragons night. I run Pathfinder Wednesdays, Saturdays. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with Sundays. I got some good ideas going forward, but we'll see how that goes. So be sure to follow me on the social stuff to keep up with that. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky, but otherwise, I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world. And remember, as always, we are the storytellers. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks, chat. Bye.
Bye.